Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about what is new in this update because the maintenance just ended, and well, there's not actually that much to cover this week. So the very first thing I want to go over is, of course, the campaign boost that applied to Ultra Realm combat sectors. Keep in mind that it only applies to the Ultra Battle Line West Desert area. It does not work with the interception sections. So the Ultra Investigation Central Desert area, the 32-man version, we do not get any buffs here. It only applies to the combat sectors. As we can see right here, there is a massive RDR boost as well as a fixer drop rate boost of 300% rare drop rate. If you are a free-to-play player, you get 250% rare drop rate. However, you still get the 150% fixer drop rate. This doesn't change regardless whether you're premium or not. So the TLDR is basically this entire week, you just want to farm in this specific combat zone, as this is the combat zone where you get all of these buffs. All the other game modes do not receive this campaign boost, and yeah, they're really trying to push you to farm over here to get maybe possibly your crest weapon, which you evolve into a zenith weapon, or your crest cubes, and of course to easily obtain a bunch of your Juvlog Volt 2s so that you can make your Iden weapon if you haven't done so already. Now, if you haven't made your Iden weapon and you're still sitting on a Juvlog weapon, or you're sitting on a Volgan weapon, this is probably the best time to farm in this combat zone to get all the different materials you need in order to make your weapon. However, there is one material that you cannot get in this area that you need in order to make your Iden weapon. And that item is actually pro-grade grinders. I do not understand why pro-grade grinders don't drop in that combat zone. However, it just doesn't. So if you do need pro-grade grinders, there are two areas that you can grind for. There's going to be the dex-based rank 2. So over here, as you can see, pro-grade grinders is one of the featured items. However, if you don't want to farm in dex-based, you can always go up here to Nuisance Plant, also rank 2, in order to obtain your pro-grade grinders. It's kind of weird that it's built like this. Honestly, I thought pro-grade grinders just dropped in every combat zone in general. However, for whatever reason, it does not drop in the Ultra Realm combat zone. You can see it's just Juvlog Volts, you got pro-grade Vanzes, pro-grade armors, but you do not get pro-grade grinders here. So I do understand that in my, I think it was my beginners and returner guide video, a lot of people are asking, where do I get pro-grade grinders? Because I'm not getting them in this combat zone. So again, to reiterate, you are going to need to go to Nuisance Plant rank 2 or to dex-based rank 2. Personally, if you are not in an organized party, I would recommend going to Nuisance Plant rank 2, as the map is smaller and it's just easier to navigate and kill a bunch of enemies. Versus dex-based, it's a little bit bigger, so you know, it does require a lot more traversing to get to all the E's and T's. Now, other than that, there is, of course, a new AC Scratch the Remix Motions 2025. So there are a bunch of different motions over here, including the motion dash that I personally use. A lot of people have been asking, Kara, what is that dash? And the dash that I'm using is actually Motion Dash Samurai. However, the one that I have is an EX variant, which means that my blade glows red. But this is actually a really good alternative. There is the Motion Idol Samurai B, where you just pose with your katana over here. However, the blade is very, very pretty. They use this like RGB rainbow blade or katana, which is really, really nice. And this also applies to all of the other variants. So the Motion Dash B also has the RGB-ness, and then the Motion Glide also has the RGB blade. So if you did like my Motion Dash and you're looking for it, this is a good alternative, because the EX variant, the one that I use, is currently not obtainable, as it was a scratch count bonus. Now, for those who wanted to see what the Samurai EX actually looks like, you can see right here, there are like some red particle effects as I'm dashing around, and the blade does have this evil glow to it. So yes, it is a little bit cleaner, of course, but you can't obtain this item anymore, unfortunately, as it was locked behind a scratch count bonus. But the other Samurai Dash B variant is also a good alternative.
Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.